And actually, with that, we're going to be going live. So let's go ahead and kick things off here. We will have a Velvet Room over on the Survivor half with Apollyon on the SI. And Fig, you can take it with the first hit here as soon as it comes in.
Looks like they're playing for Death Charge, but they were a little late. And Charger missed. So not going to be a lot of damage there, but there is a quad boom at the very end. And Smoker just jumps in the water. I think the timing on that, I mean, they were definitely going for the Death Charge with the Smoker spawn behind the palm tree, but the timing was just a little slow. Or either that or Velvet Room was just really had good timing with their pushing out there, but now the tank is up.
Indeed, tank is up in the hands of Lust for Apollyon, first tank of the game, and we do have both war rooms for this match. So what do you say we kick it right over to an SI war room and hear what Apollion's thinking?
Go for it.
Good idea.
Well,
I'll follow orders.
Good. I learned it. That's what I learned today in pub. Nice.
Thank you.
That's like #1 common spot.
And Les is getting right.
Les, what are you doing?
He's in
Why'd you
worst,
do that?
You were in the worst spot.
Why'd you do that?
Just go the other way.
Just no.
He can't get out.
I'm just gonna come in from this way.
Yeah.
You're gonna go forward, aren't you?
Oh, there you go.
We can just rape them like we did.
They actually, dude, nice.
You're going forward. Good.
Going
He's
forward,
got the roof.
We have no boomer though.
Oh, you're right.
Still though, can still do work. Cause they're pushing in common.
What Uzi do that? Actually, this is better for them. They got that shit Uzi.
Yeah.
It's better if they push forward.
Nice.
Wait. Easy got down.
Hit him against the wall.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
one more.
He's got that.
One #4 fail. Just switch to someone
Nice,
else.
go.
Oh baby!
Make it a triple.
Oh my god. Yeah. Behind you. I got them. I'll get the research. I got the research.
I'll get the tongue, on someone.
No, the old man got me. The old man killed me.
Ah, my.
We're back from that war room. Apollyon, a lot of excitement coming out from their side. They managed to get two nice incaps off of that tank with some good SI support. And we have a Smoker going there for a little bit of a cheeky pull there, trying to delay the pickup of Coach onto, I believe that's what Ellis indeed was. And now they have to work their way back towards Rochelle. And Fig is
good tank. I mean, it's not a bad tank, but it's definitely not the best tank either. I mean, of course, the best tank is to wipe, but it's pretty hard to have a big lead on this map after taking that much damage from tank. So I think that it's definitely acceptable. It's hard to get more damage, but we'll see what Apollyon are able to do here.
Yeah, man, that was definitely still a good tank nonetheless. But attack him in here, though. Everything getting shut down before even hitting the ground. Hunter only thing that landing, and the Witch is quickly dealt with by Dust of Team Velvet Room. And that will be the Witch.
Super's coming up, but they're in the safe room.
Indeed, so
I don't think he can do anything.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's going to be much of a threat. He will land on the Ellis there for a couple ticks of damage, but no other side will be getting up, and Velvet Room will make it to the safe room, actually, with a health bonus of 320 for the first map, bringing their grand total score for the first map to 720, well, 740 plus the 20 for the Witch. So actually not bad. That's about on par with what we normally see higher-end teams make the safe room with.
Totally respectable.
Indeed, and we will see the sides being switched up here, and we will see Apollyon taking up survivors with Velvet Room showing off what they got for the SI half. And that tank can actually be pretty detrimental depending where Apollyon decides to take it. I don't think they're going to push forward like Velvet Room did unless Velvet Room decides to actually wrap the tank in the back like Apollyon decided to do. Because that tank pretty much spawns right on, or in a position to get right on top of the roofs. And pushing forward to the corner up ahead is really dangerous because he can just commit right in between you guys pretty much and separate the team.
Yeah, they took a really, I mean, Lust took an unorthodox path, committing his tank initially when the survivors were near closer to the safe room. I don't have a lot of experience playing against that path. I mean, it's really rare that teams will do that. I assume that the correct play would be for survivors to actually shoot the tank as he's coming down that alley and get a whole bunch of chip on him, but for some reason they decided to move up to the corner, and it's hard to play there now with all the spawns and everything. But first attack's coming in. That Hunter, okay, they missed a death charge too, but the Hunter got just a little bit more damage, so not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all. You actually sound much better. Let me know in chat, guys, if you guys can hear Fig now. He does sound louder, so hopefully he sounds better to you guys as well. But yeah, nice quad boom going on the Survivors. A bit of damage from the Hunter, as Fig said. And with it being said, tank coming up for Error. So he will be the tank for Velvet Room this map.
Grabbing a golf club.
And I don't know if we want to kick it over right. Yeah, it actually looks like they're going to go in, so let's go and kick it right up to Velvet Room really fast.
Lux is kind of fucked over here. Can you pull him?
I will.
Actually, I got him. I got him.
We have a quad boom. That's small. He peeled.
I can just, yeah, that's fine.
Keep punching.
Oh my god, how is he not down yet, dude?
Hey, rest are all boom. Go ahead and start going in on these guys. Be smart about it, though.
I'm gonna, okay, hang on. They're gonna try to go around me.
Get him, get him, get him.
Take him. We're coming up.
I got duped.
You're good, you're good, you're good.
Duped
Keep it
like
up.
this. No. This can't be happening.
This can't be happening.
Two
Okay,
left.
let's fuck this, yeah. Play it safe. Hang on, let me push into it a little bit here. Let me
Yeah.
push in. Let me get in here. Okay, go ahead and go.
I got the outside
Last guy.
He freaking leveled me. He's the best.
Nice job, nice job.
And just like that, that's the wipe going out onto Apollyon by Velvet Room. Map choice playing into a factor here.
Yeah, they played that really well. You know, I feel like Apollyon was kind of... They were being a little cocky. They were trying to style a little bit, staying outside that little fenced-off area before they were about to take the tank. And I guess, I mean, Lust missed his tongue cut on the smoker, and then nobody else cleared it before the tank was able to punch him. And the separation from that, they just never were able to recover, especially after, you know, they were able, the tank was able to down Coach, and then the tri-boom landed on everybody else, and that just gave them all the time they needed to get all their timers back up. And
Frying pan.
they just did everything right after that one mistake. So well done by them.
Yeah, most certainly. Really well played there by Velvet Room, making that map once again with a 740 score and wiping Apollyon at, what was it, 201 points. So they're going to be coming in here to the second map with a 500-point lead. So definitely hats off to Velvet Room, showing some good skill thus far. And we could be looking at a map 3 here potentially if you know, they can keep a hold of this lead and keep Apollyon at bay. And yeah, we're going to be waiting for 2 more people right up here, Dust and Avocado. And actually, we never did a roster rundown, I believe. So, I guess you could do Apollyon if you want, and I'll do Velvet Room.
Sure. Apollyon is L-Psi Kangaroo. I don't know what the joke is there, but that's Grizz, Supra, Lust, and who's Avocado?
I believe Avocado is Acer, and obviously Kangaroo is Grizz. And L4D2 Kangaroo is actually from Hellgate or something. It's some anime. I actually just learned that like a week ago or so. And then over on Velvet Room we have...
Maybe chat will fill us in.
I forget what the exact anime is. I think it's Hellgate. But over on Velvet Room we have Alexi21, Dust, Error, and Dolomite. And just like that, the round is live. And we shall see the first hit consisting of a Hunter, Charger, Smoker, and a Boomer here. So a good tri-cap potential, no spit. But if that Boomer can land on a decent amount of the survivors, a lot of separation can actually occur here with the jockey in charge.
It's worth pointing out also that this being an early tank, it's definitely a lot easier than the event tanks, which plays a little bit into the hands of whichever team is in the lead.
Well, certainly,
In this case, it's Velvet Room.
yeah, it kind of puts the SI on the back foot as they have to make something happen in here early. But yeah, tank will be up at 11% here. Hunter being really sneaky, making his back up onto the roof, completely juking Velvet Room there. He was actually on the porch above them for a second. And yeah, we'll see the Hunter walking his way along the roof, looking for an opportunity to go in here. I don't know if they're going to send the Boomer in here with this attack. It looks really far back to actually commit.
It depends. I mean, they might want to keep it for the stairs because it's way easier to land up there, and also that's about when the tank spawns, but they might also save everything. Okay, tank is up. Supra has it.
And if I'm not mistaken, this car back here actually isn't hittable anymore, right?
There's one hittable car that he has to hit in, I thought. But yeah, there aren't any hittables. Like the one outside there aren't any hittables outside the safe room, I believe.
Okay, so they made that a crooked car by the lamppost. That's not hittable anymore. I was pretty sure I saw that in Pro Mod patch somewhere. But yeah, tank's gonna be up in the hands of Super for Team Apollyon. And let's go and kick it right over to their war room.
I'm trying.
Look right here, you can...
If I crouch, he'll just jump hop.
Well,
Now you kind of have to go with it since you waited so long.
Yeah, the bucket spawns though. I can't quite get it.
Just kill it.
Get the guy on Hummer,
I
right?
gotta go.
Yeah, he has to go now.
Yeah, I got a long bow too.
Is that a 4-boom now?
Yeah, it's pretty much a 4-boom. So
Just go for him then.
just do jump blocks, you get a corner.
I'm dead.
There's nothing I can do.
No, why'd you punch the guy?
And we're back from the war room of Apollyon there. And a little bit of a hard time coming out there by the tank, and SI managing to not get their spawns until very late in the tank. Actually, we heard Grizz actually having a hard time finding that boomer spawn in the back by the Humvee there. He was actually complaining that they were blocking too many spawns. But yeah, a really well played tank there by Velvet Room, only suffering from 2 tank punches, I believe. But Boomer rocketing gets the proxy under a shell, and now we'll see the Hunter work his way in through from the maze. Not too sure where the rest of the SI are, but it will be a Spitter and Charger. And I don't know if they're going to send the Charger in. It looks like he's kind of waiting on the other side of the bush.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, with them landing that proxy boom, error pop the boomer on Lexi, they're just playing it super safe, and Charger's just worthless out in this field. They're going to keep it. Because they need damage. They have to get damage with their SI over the course of this map, and there really isn't anywhere that they can expect to get a huge amount of damage, so every hit counts.
Yeah, I mean, this is an absolutely huge health bonus right now for Velvet Room. I mean, it's sitting at 832 post-tank. That is absolutely tremendous. I mean, they still have the event to work with, but, I mean, they took that tank incredibly well for what it was. Hunter despawning, and the survivors have managed to take the archers up ahead here. And it looks like the SI will be hitting at the end of the alleyway up ahead here. So we'll see how well this attack goes. And it looks like, I mean, since they're going to be hitting here, they won't have the exact spawns that they want for the beginning of the crescendo. But as long as they charge a dice first, I mean, that's kind of the meat of the attack that you want.
Yeah, survivors know. I mean, they have all their pills and only one survivor bleeding, so it looks like they're pretty, you know, committed to just baiting everything as much as they can, which is smart. You know, you have a lot of bonus to protect. Do a double cap with Spit.
Spit actually,
the smoker.
I mean, Spit. I was gonna say Spit did miss, but it actually ended up not missing. Rochelle was barely on the edge of the Spit there, so a good hit there by Apollyon, getting a lot of damage out onto Dole and Dust. Dust dropping down into the red. I believe he was around 50 permanent, and now obviously he's down into the red, which is below 15, I believe, or 20.
Yeah, Dole is also just that much closer to having to pop pills, but then again, there isn't a whole lot of distance to cover on this map.
Indeed, they're bound to find a few more sets of pills here throughout the course of the map. Boomer spawning on top of the Cedar Van. Will drop in, gets a double proxy still. So good play by him. Going to funnel the horde onto Nick and Ellis. And they have a nice charge spit here waiting to line up. Charger gets absolutely destroyed by the melee of Rochelle though.
Wow.
And Spitter has nothing to work with. And that's an attack absolutely demolished by Velvet Room. And that's a free corner.
That is painful. They needed that to land.
Indeed, that was a huge blow to Apollyon there. Good play by Velvet Room, shutting down the Charger. And the Charger was lining up too, but Rochelle not having any of that. And we will see Team Velvet Room making their way up through the event here. And they're going to be making their way up to the button very shortly here, but we should see another attack probably dropping on their faces here in a second. And Hunter spawning up on the backside of the building there. Charger looks like he wants to go with the Spitter. Hunter Jockey coming in from behind. Everything dropping it onto Ellis.
Nice.
I mean, he was a health bonus, so that will be an
down. He's down.
Indeed he is. And that was actually an okay hit. I mean, Dole still had a good amount of green HP, and that's obviously an cap onto him, and that's going to hurt the rest of the HP as well. Or HP, I should say. And we shall...
Yeah, that was about 130 points from that one hit.
Really? Wow. It's actually quite a bit. And we will see another attack coming up here for Apollyon. Charger, Jockey, Boomer, and a Smoker. And it looks like they might actually throw it inside of the bus depot here. The Witch Crown is going in. Good draw there by Rochelle. She wasn't really the help bonus anyway. Nice triple boom going on the sides and back though. Charger landing onto Ellis. He is the meat shield though. So not that big of a deal that he actually ate that. But Boomer going in and getting proxy onto Ellis. And that's going to be another person boomed. And Ellis is kind of calm locked in the back. But his team comes back to help him out.
This last hit is usually not that hard, and I don't think that they're going to have anything good for it either. Spitter Hunter so far, and they're pretty much in the safe room. Yep.
Indeed. And Velvet Room once again making the safe room with a 588 health bonus. Plus the 20 from the Witch is going to put them at a grand total of the round at 1,108 points, boosting them to a grand total score of 1848. And once again, we will be seeing all 5 maps played of this campaign all the way to the bridge. So we will be seeing that heartbreak of a map. For those of you that remember the Lyrion versus whatever's game, that was something else.
Yeah, it's respectable again. I mean, that's a really solid score. I mean, even with the easy tank, pressure's going to be on Apollyon to match or beat that. Especially, you know, being down 500 points, they absolutely can't take a lot of damage from this tank. They absolutely can't wipe to it. And if they take three in caps, with the 500 point deficit that they had moving into this map, that's going to be really bad. So they have to play this tank perfectly.
Indeed, we're going to have to see Apollyon really work on these SI, shut them down prematurely. And it looks like Velvet Room has the same thing in mind here as Apollyon did, that it looks like they are going to hold the brunt of their SI for the tank. And we don't know who the tank's going to be. Actually, I think we've typed exclamation point tank into chat. We will. But if I do that, that's going to cause like 20,000 like binds to pop up. So I don't know if you want to do that. Tell us who tank's going to be.
Okay.
Or can Specs not see now?
I can't see it. That's weird.
Oh. Maybe that was another thing that was added in the pro mod. But with that being said, tank it will be coming up. And now we will know it is in the hands of Dust for Velvet Room. Smoker spawning in the back, just looking to kind of throw away his spawn, I'm guessing? I'm not too sure what the Smoker's doing.
Box
Actually, it's
Smoker.
AI. Indeed it is.
Yeah, that was Dust Smoker, so he spawned it up.
And now we will see Dust looking to make something happen with the tank. He will have that Charger Boomer Hunter as support. Not too shabby of support, actually. And we're going to see Coach pushing up here, getting some good chip, actually, knocking him down around 200 HP. And let's just not waste any time. Let's kick it right over to Velvet Room and hear what they're thinking.
Strike, just wait. Just get this. They're gonna push you a little bit, I think. They might even go forward. They're going forward.
Yeah,
They're going forward.
get him, Dust, get him, Dust. Don't let him out.
I'm going.
Oh, they're not? What are
Pounce
they
the
doing?
guy, pounce the guy, pounce the guy.
Yeah, I'm
can't
I'm gonna
find
pass
him
this guy back. Wait, what?
I'm coming up.
Just going around again.
Oh, they're rotating.
What is going on?
They're going the other side now. Now's the time to commit. They got
Pushing
more
me
on them.
now.
Yeah.
I'm going in now.
Gotta help them fast though. I'm gonna get a pull
Yeah,
past
yeah.
you.
That sucks,
Hopefully it
man.
works. Yeah, that's alright. Get ready to go quickly.
Whoops.
No rocks, no rocks. Just
I know, I
go.
know. I need you guys to go
Let's
quick
go,
and
let's
show
go,
boys.
let's go right now. Support right now.
Oh, I suck.
What the fuck? Oh my god, that was bad.
It's okay, just
Really?
click like you mean it.
Nice rock though.
My bad.
And we're back from the Velvet Room War Room, and actually not really all that much damage coming out from the tank. Pretty much what we saw Apollyon push out onto them on the last half. So actually really well played by Apollyon, minimalizing the damage taken. And yeah, we'll see them moving their way past the tank here.
Yeah, their bonus is actually, I think it's almost exactly the same post-tank, so that's great. I really love the way that they were just constantly threatening to push past the tank when Velvet Room had one SI down, because they forced the tank to expose themselves to cut them off and did almost 3k before the tank was even ready to commit. That helped them a lot.
Indeed, no attack coming in here though.
Spit
Boomer.
charge.
Yeah, unfortunately the Charger did miss, but the Hunter landed onto her shell and the Spit went down right on top of that. But not that much damage. Spit coming out a little bit late onto it. And we'll see the survivors making their way up to the event here. They should have a free seat event if I'm not mistaken, but the corner will be loaded with SI.
Yeah, right, Spit Pounce still, it only was like 20 points, so hardly any damage. They should have a good setup for this here. Oh, they have a Boomer. Boomer got a proxy, but I mean, there's natural horde anyway, so it's not a big deal. Unless they're going to send their hit in with Boomer, which would be unusual. I think that they should wait for Spitter. Unless they do that. Wow. That's unbelievable. So that was a double charge with the Smoker grabbing the interception. So about another 120 points. That was really, really good. I don't know. That kind of reminds me of our match with Velvet Room, just getting hit by those multi-charges constantly.
Yeah, that was actually a really retro charge there. We saw him spawn actually at the corner up ahead by the pipe where the SI can climb up to the roofs. And I haven't seen this charger spawn there in, I want to say like 2 years or something. Normally the thing nowadays in the meta has been like spawn charger on the roof and drop down. But it definitely caught Apollyon off guard. They were all looking up and the charger spawned directly in same elevation as them. But another attack looking to gear up here. Hunter Gang picks through the top of the event button. Charger landing out into Rochelle. It's not going to spit go down. Nice boomer proxy as well. Stumbling coach into the spit. And that's going to be a lot of damage onto Grizz.
That hurt. That was another 200 points almost. It was like 180 points too. So lots of damage there.
Most definitely. I mean, we will see Apollyon make the way to the button, turn it off, and I believe they're still above where Velvet Room finished with the health bonus. Actually, they're below. They're 40 points below Velvet Room's health bonus at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that they find any more pills, so given that and with the bleed out, they've already won this map.
So Velvet Room putting in work, and it looks like they want to get another hit right now. Smoker looking for a pull on Nick, doesn't find it. Jockey latching onto Rochelle in the front, pulling her forward, but gets cleared instantaneously. Boomer landing a tri-boom. Charger looking for a charge, but gets shut down by the melee of Coach and Nick. And that will be a free bus depot, but there will be one more hit up for Velvet Room here at the very end.
Here comes the witch. She's doing her little dance.
What?
Ah.
She ran like back? She was like going backwards behind the survivors. I'm confused. Which AI
That's
passing?
interesting. I didn't see who shot her. I'm gonna have to look at that again. Stumble. Nothing really doing though. Yeah, 2-2 Jockey Smoker. They're just doing everything they can to pull somebody into the spit, but it just never really happens. All the same, they're going to be about 150 points down just on this map, plus the 500 they were down on map 1, so not what you wanted as Apollyon.
Indeed. So we'll see Apollyon close that door, make it in with a 456 health bonus, plus the 20 from the Witch, plus the distance to 500. We'll put them at a score of 976 for the round. 1177 will be their grand total thus far. And yeah, they're going to be almost 700 points down from Velvet Room. So definitely, Velvet Room not slowing up by any means.
Yeah, keep in mind, I mean, finale will be played. But nonetheless, that's the distance on any one map that's to come. So that's definitely a sizable gap, and this map isn't easy at all.
Yeah, this is one of those maps where it's kind of a equally wipeable map. There's a lot of choke points. It's a very long map in general, and it can be very tricky if you let the SI start stacking up hit after hit. And just like that, we're moving live. I'm glad actually that there's not long ready ups. This game is getting right underway because we could be seeing a third map if Velvet Room can hold on to the lead here. And this map will spell a lot actually. It will tell us a lot about what's going to happen throughout the rest of this game here. And it looks like we will have Velvet Room pushing away safe from on the survivors. Apollyon on the SI. First hit, Spitter, Boomer, Hunter, and a Jockey. So a 2-2, not your most favorable hit for safe room, but let's see what Apollyon can do.
This might actually be the worst setup for this hit. Arc Boom landed. It's really hard to miss that nowadays. Jockey got shut down. What happened to the Hunter?
Hunter got dead stopped and then killed off by the fence.
Yeah. So they landed their Boomer. Still, that's about the minimum that you're going to get from that hit.
Yeah, you can't expect that much to actually happen. And actually, Tank's going to spawn up here. I don't know if Velvet Room knows. And actually, Rochelle notices that Tank did spawn up right in her face. And she goes ahead and gets a little bit of chip on Avocado, a.k.a. Acer, but only, 13 damage.
Infected War Room? This is a rock tank, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to keep this here for now until he looks like he wants to commit.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's probably going to, as you said, rock it for quite a bit. But Hunter, Jockey, Charger throwing themselves in there, not finding anything though, all getting killed off. And this tank's actually in a weird spot. Survivors could push up on him a little bit if they wanted to. And actually we're going to do just that.
Yeah, I think they were trying to give Acer time to play with his car, but he didn't get it in, and now he's getting shot a lot. That's not good. If they go back right now, I mean, you really feel that when you're trying to commit a tank in a big open area like that. If you don't have the health to close distance, I mean, he might already be to the point where he can't get to them before he dies.
Yeah, he took actually 1,300 chip there from really aggressive play there by Velvet Room. And they're showing no fear right now. They're not even going underneath the bridge entirely. They're kind of just, really milking all the time they can, getting the chip preemptively. And
yeah, I mean, they have really good consciousness of when the hits are up or down. When they were down, they push the tank, and when they're up, they know to cover spawns and chip the tank, so that's the right play.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It looks like Acer is looking to commit here, though, down to 3,800 HP, and let's go and kick it right over to a Velvet Room War Room.
We got you, we're here. He might just... Okay, he's not gonna cap you? Boomer stumbled... Wait, Boomer did not stumble.
Charger on you guys. I'm charged. I'm clear. Kill tank. He's gonna take me down, but just kill. Watch car.
He's going for car. Watch out. Back up.
Car. Comment on me.
Oh my god.
Guys, come on.
Dead.
And we're back from the War Room of Velvet Room there. Actually, not too badly taken. I mean, they did definitely get 2 incaps taken there. Hunter spawning up looking for a little bit of a delay on one of the incaps, so doesn't find it. Just gets punched in the face. But I mean, Apollyon probably getting the better of the exchange there. Getting 2 incaps with that tank. And that's going to put Velvet Room in a very dangerous spot, as this is a very incredibly long map, and they're going to be bleeding here, or at least 2 of them for the rest of the map.
Yeah, that is definitely good damage. Acer did the right thing, I think, by focusing on the car like he did. I mean, obviously he got an incap with the car, but having his little health, he needed to take a risk, and the risk paid off in this case because Velvet Room just didn't... I mean, I didn't see exactly what was going on, but they just didn't get out from that little bowling alley that they were in time. I know that they were hoarded, but you'd think between the 4 of them they should be able to get out of the way, but they didn't, and he got a car and that one last punch on Rochelle to get her down. And
yeah, in the War Room. Yeah, in the War Room, you actually heard Dust calling from the get back, he's going for the car. But unfortunately, as you said, they just weren't able to clear the common off of themselves fast enough. And, Tank wasn't hesitating to move that car. Nice pop there by Ellis, though, onto the Boomer, shutting that down. Going for the draw count. Rochelle gets, pulled, but gets the crown. Still, amazing crown by Rochelle. And that's going to be Witch up and over with. That was a hell of a crown there. He was pulled in the midst of getting it.
He got that on, like, the last frame.
Yeah, that was dead last frame for him to actually get a shot off, and he nailed it right onto the Witch.
Wow.
That was really impressive, actually. So good crown there by Rochelle, a.k.a. Dust. And Boomer coming up the ladder, gets knocked back down, though. Charger goes in, Hunter landing on Nick. Charger gets shot. Well, Charger did get shut down, but Boomer's still coming up, getting that double proxy. And there's still the smoker up. And I think they want to kill it. Actually, it looks like they're going for the drop here, and the coach barely making that drop.
Yeah, again, they needed to try that. I mean, there's not a lot of risk associated with it anyway, but like they're basically in the same position. I mean, they did get decent damage with the tank, but they really wanted to wipe. I mean, being behind as much as they are, they don't want Velvet Room to even get distance.
Indeed, and we will see the Smoker Jockey spawn from behind. Jockey really far behind, actually, at this point. He messed up the ladder. Smoker looks for pole on Dust, finds the pole, does get cleared before the arm goes off, but someone still manages to shoot the car there, unfortunately. And that's going to cause all the cars to get triggered here, but luckily Survivors have already taken care of the tank and the Witch, so they can easily just push away forward here, pass the ladder, and continue on the map, most likely.
I would think that if they do this right, they could get up the ladder, but it looks like they're going to wait here.
I don't know if I agree with this. I mean, they're bleeding, and they knew the only thing up was really the smokers. So
yeah, I mean, this is way safer than the stretch of cars they just came through, but it's still a whole lot more dangerous than around the ambulance.
Yeah, I would have definitely pushed if I was them. But then again, I'm not on the quarter or semifinal team, so. And with that, Hunter working waiting from the bomb, gets immediately shut down by Dust. Nice shot by him. Boomer going in from below, lands on Nick. Smoker grabbing Coach for a little bit of a ride there. And that will be the attack up and over with. The only residual effect there is from the Boomer onto Nick. But, that's just hard.
Yeah, in retrospect, I would agree with that if they were watching sack order and knew that they were going to have a 2-2 without Charger. Then staying down there is fine because they can't do anything with that setup above the ladder or below it. Yeah, I mean this is stressful now. I mean that's basically the last really hard choke point on the map.
Indeed, and Velvet Room looking at one of the last hits, or possibly last hit, depending on how fast they move after this and how well they take this one. But it will be a Hunter Jockey Charger with the boom, so no spit. Boomer landing on a coach to initiate the attack. Everything else working the way in. Charger looking for a multi, misses completely. The Hunter does latch on to Alice though, but Nick quickly there to clear it off, and the Jockey as well. And that will be the attack completely done and over with. And we can see Velvet Room making safe from off this if they move fast enough. Charger actually got a despawn though, so he could delay here. But he gets one punch.
He got a scratch.
One.
He got a scratch on Ellis. That's about it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ellis is the health bonus, or one of them, I should say. But with that being said, Velvet Room will easily walk the way to save him here, only suffering 2 incaps, and Error and Dole sitting with huge green bars. Makes it a 552 health bonus for Velvet Room, plus the 20 from the Witch, plus the 600 distance, 1172. They're breaking thousands every round here, and that will bring their grand total to 3,020 points to the 1177 of Apollyon. So Apollyon needs to really start changing things up here if they want to make a comeback.
Yeah, they're, Velvet Room looking terrific, making pace for a 5K, just barely. So, and also if they keep playing Survivor this much better, then they're going to do it for sure with the extra distance on the following maps. And so this hole is not quite deep enough to call it a grave, but it's pretty close. We're 5 feet under right now.
Most certainly. So we will see Apollyon trying to really minimize any potential damage, and they got to play it smart. If one person starts going down lower than the other guys, health bonus wise, that person's going to be damaged upon immediately. They need every strand of health bonus that they can get at this point. And pretty much any incap is really undesirable at this point, because they got to make up 700 points and make this map with a 500 health bonus, which is not an easy thing to do. Just really good play from Velvet Room on that last Survivor half. And we're just waiting on Dust to ready up from Velvet Room, and then we'll be going live here with the second half of the third map. Yet again, guys, you are watching the really big Winter Pro Mod Tournament 2015, the semifinals, game 2 of 3, Velvet Room versus Apollyon. Apollyon took the first map back on Hard Rain, and now we're seeing the second map played on Parish, Velvet Room's pick, I should say. And yeah, we're going to see how it plays out a little bit more. We will also be seeing that dreaded Map 5. Although the Map 5 gave us probably the closest game that I remember in recent history. Once again, Whatever's versus Lyrion. That was just a hell of a game. That really left me upset in the end too, because I didn't know how to actually accept that ending. But regardless, we will be going live here with the third map, second half of Apollyon on your Survivor half with Velvet Room over on the SI. And Boomer Spy right above the safe room, dropping down, gets the double proxy. I don't know if that's going to trigger the attack to go in though.
Not until they come out. Infected aren't going to be able to do anything to survivors as long as they all stay in the safe room. Yeah. But if they stay in the safe room long enough, then they will get another SI, which would be better than the Boomer.
Yeah, they will get that smoker, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But Hunter Jockey working their way in, or at least pre-spawning here, trying to delay the survivors a little bit so that fourth SI can come up. It will be the Charger, actually. Charger immediately getting railed down, though, by the Uzis of Apollyon. Spit goes down on the Hunter, but a little bit too late. And Coach will really escape there with barely any damage at all. Probably about 10 damage from that Spit. Actually, 9.
Tank is up.
Indeed. And Apollyon wasting no time here, pushing right into the tank. Getting 600 chip on him. He misses the jump, and he's going to have to seek refuge inside of the room, actually.
That's a lot worse than if he made the jump, because he has to take more chip. Yep, there he goes. He has to take more chip to rotate around and get the card. So he's in even worse shape than Super was with his tank at 4,500 now.
Indeed, that was an incredibly aggressive play there by Apollyon, but it definitely paid off. They even risked getting common locked. And that card's actually in a really bad position as well if he wants to actually end up playing with that. It's still on the forward side of the fence. So it's going to take a few hits to get over.
Yeah, I mean, if he hits it perfectly, it would take 2 punches, and he'd take another 1,500 maybe. Okay, so he's hitting the car now. Boomer landing. Did not get the hit that he wanted. Now it's in.
Most certainly. Tank working his way in once again in the hands of Dolomite for Velvet Room. And this car he can actually make work. There's a lot of Horde still trickling. It's kind of dispersed around the map here. And he's actually having a hard time with the car. You know what, let's go and kick it right over to an Apollyon War Room Survivor side.
Get me, get me!
Shoot him.
Ace is fine.
We good, we good.
He's almost dead. Watch out for another boom.
I'm split.
Fine, fuck him. Was he not?
We're back from that war room of Apollyon there, and actually escaping the tank with only one punch, I believe, landing out onto Acer. Or, no, maybe it was on the Nick. But Dole does have 24
points. He punched
points.
somebody who was jockeyed. So yeah, he got a punch, but that was about it. So really well done by Apollyon. They needed to do that. One punch is okay.
Yeah, definitely
More than
much better
okay.
than any cap that they wanted. Or that Velvet Room wanted, at least. So, yeah, Apollyon taking that tank extremely well. And Boomer rocketing, gets immediately popped there by the Uzi of Super, though. Smoker spawning in the back, not finding anything, though. And Hunter's going to get skeeted out of the air. Smoker's still looking for somebody that finds nothing yet again. And this attack's just demolished. They got picked apart.
Yeah, they basically, I mean, they baited it and everybody won their 1v1s with the infected, so nothing happening.
Most certainly. I mean, it was kind of an iffy attack as well. They really relied on that Boomer landing, but unfortunately it didn't find anything. And yeah, we'll see Apollyon making the way up to the next choke point here. It looks like the attack is going to trigger probably at the window from the looks of it. Unless this Boomer wants to try and grab the spawn here in the back, which actually looks like he's going to try.
I feel like Apollyon seems to have some of their confidence back. I mean, even especially after that tank, just in those last couple of hits. They've done a really good job of basically dictating the pace of the infected and deciding where they're going to take their hits before they move on. So if they can keep doing that, then they might be able to make up some of this deficit. Nice pop.
Indeed, entire attack going in one at a time, though. Hunter got shut down. Jockey got thrown up into the air by the Uzis and shotgun. And that's going to be a free witch for Apollyon. We're going to see one of the survivors working their way up. I'm not too sure who just yet. Maybe they're hesitant that they actually threw in all 4 SI. I don't know if they counted or not.
I don't know. I mean, it's the way, especially the way that they're taking it. I was thinking that it'd be really easy to cover basically every spawn on this witch, and there she goes. And in fact, you just have no way to support the witch anyway. So yeah, good play by them. I mean, they took much. Although when Velvet Room took the risk, he just managed to get that crown, but Apollyon doesn't need to take any risks, especially with nobody having taken an end cap yet.
Most certainly, and Apollyon still sitting at over 1,000 health bonus at this point in the map. So Velvet Room's definitely looking to get some spit charges into play here, and it looks like they have exactly that. They have a smoker, a hunter, spitter, and a charger. So a good potential for damage, actually. But they gotta land it. That's a big thing, and Apollyons really seem like they're buckling down into the map here. And they've been taking SI's hits like pros thus far. So we'll see how long Apollyon can keep that up for, or if Velvet Room can actually break that.
Yep, it's that slow and steady style that you need to take when you have this much health.
Indeed,
And it really, I mean, it demonstrates just how much of an advantage it is to have that much health, because you can play like this. But there's a nice pull, and that's going to be a spit charge.
Indeed, we'll see a nice double cap landing, spit landing on pretty much both of them for a little bit of time. And that will be a lot of damage actually being pushed out onto Ace. So they're dropping him down to the yellow. And that's going to hit that health bonus pretty hard as well. Dropping that down at that, or not 1,000, 100 points. Health bonus just got dropped by 1K.
1,000.
Just got dropped by 1,000, guys. Indeed. And we shall see Acer pushing his way through the sewers very fast here, trying to beat the SI to their spawns. But unfortunately, they're already all in the ghost mode here. And I don't know if Acer knows that. He does now, though. Boomer pre-spawning, he knows that he's already lost his chance. And it looks like we might see a hit. We might see a hit happening down here in the sewer, actually. Charger, Hunter, Jockey spawning 4 corners. Where the wind, nice double cap landing, almost a triple. But unfortunately, only 2 SI landing. But that's still a massive amount of damage going out to Rochelle and Grizz there. Knocking Grizz down to the yellow, and Super taking about 10-15 damage from that Jockey.
It was about, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was a nice hit anyway, but you know somebody's kind of... That Charger's getting some words spoken to him. That's like... That could have been enormous if that Charger had landed, and there's no reason for him not to have landed.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just took Coach, who was the boom survivor, that would have been huge. Because they would have left one person to clear everything. Jockey looking to latch onto Nick there, not going to find the Boomer spawning from the backfield as well. Wasting the ammo of the Uzi is Rochelle, and getting pulled in the back by the Smoker. Spitter's already spat though, so that's not be helping you there. Not gonna be any help there.
Somehow they managed to take a good chunk of damage just moving through those cars. I think it was just a free spit. I mean, a couple of survivors were standing in it for like maybe 3 or 4 ticks.
Most certainly, and we'll see the help.
That's not inspiring. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know where all that damage actually did come from. That was very interesting, actually. But yeah, we're going to see that hit and the previous one knocking the health bonus for Apollyon down 400 points, almost exactly. And they'll be down to a 668 health bonus. They're still above where Velvet Room made the safe room, around 100 points up. So Velvet Room still has a little bit more work to do here on this map to actually equalize things. And Boomer looks like he wants to get the spawn behind the support pillar of the bridge. Does find him against melee immediately, but still proxies onto Acer. Hunter going in, landing onto Ellis. Jockey and Charger working the way in as well. Move in, but gets leveled there by the machete of Nick. And that will be the attack up and over and dealt with. And yeah, we'll see probably one more hit coming out from Velvet Room here.
Yeah, again, I mean, Coach was never in-capped, but he did lose all of his permanent health, so they're doing well, but this is probably, I mean, this is pretty close to what they're going to have in the safe room, I think. No Spitter. Boomer got popped. Oh, there's a Spitter, okay. So they have Charger, Smoker, Spitter. Maybe do something with that.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to set this Charger, but Smoker missing the pull, unfortunately. And that's going to cause the Charger to completely despawn. And they're going to go for a hit in the safe room, actually. If they can grab the spawns in time. Which it doesn't seem like they're going to. Charger comes in from behind. Looks for the charge. Only stumbling Acer, though. But he will get stumbled towards the safe room. And they'll walk right in there, close the door. And they'll make it with a 600 health bonus. So beating Velvet Room for the first time in the campaign thus far by 48 points health bonus-wise. And yeah, they'll gain those 48 points back in the grand view of things, but still down by quite a bit is Apollyon.
Yeah, and also after the tank, although Apollyon played the tank better, they had much less damage from the tank. It's worth it to point out that they took a lot more damage from the ordinary infected attacks over the course of that map. So again, I'm noticing that Velvet Room Survivor is it's significantly tighter than Apollyon thus far.
Yeah, I mean, and then you also have to look at the tank from the last map. If they got even one more punch out onto any survivor, they would have...
might have won the map.
Yeah, Velvet Room would have probably taken the third map as well. But Apollyon just played it really well, securing that third map. But, I mean, it's not about how many maps you win, it's about the grand total of the points. So, I mean, they still got to climb it back. They're still 600 points down, a little over 600 points, like 620 or something. 623?
Yeah, that's a Cygnus. Cygnus scoring. That's like that's always going to be a joke. For Dead.
Indeed. So we will see, Team Velvet Room over on your Survivor half for the fourth map of Parish. And Apollyon taking up the SI. Velvet Room, once again, has been in the lead since map 1. And Apollyon just managing to inch them out there on the third map. And as bombs rain down the survivors, we wait for Alexi21 to ready up here. He is moving around. I think he's just trying to tell his team what they want to do. Or trying to make some sort of plan to actually work off of. And with that being said, we're going to be more live here. And we will see, yet again, Velvet Room taking up the survivors. Apollyon SI. And yeah, first hit will be that Hunter, Spitter, Boomer, and a Jockey. So once again, a really bad 2-2 that you don't really want on a safe room. But if you can actually manage to gang up on one survivor, it can actually pan out pretty well. Boomer spawns up, grabbing the single boom. Indeed, Hunter getting skidded right in my face there by Nick. Alice bathing in the spit there for actually quite a bit of damage. Dole taking about 20 damage from that alone. And now he's going to get common locked.
Yeah, he didn't have, not having a melee weapon and being the only one boomed, he shouldn't be the first one out. I mean, he wanted to put his Nikes on and everything, but he wound up taking about 15 damage just from Horde. Everything else went really well for them though, so can't complain.
Indeed, and another proxy onto Ellis. The Charger did miss his spawn though, but he will find the spawn inside the garage. Looking for charge back. Nice double charge. Laying out onto Nick and Rochelle. But everything else is already shut down, so that won't be that much damage. But actually, Charger grabbing 2 quick pounds.
Yeah, the double charge and the 2 slams from the charger makes that a big success. They didn't even need a spitter for that.
Yeah, luckily for Velvet Room, they managed to shut everything else down before it became a factor, but the charger still managed to make work happen. And the spitter going in for actually a delay spit here does kind of delay a spit, but there's an easy way to circumvent that, obviously. Pretty big area here. Boomer proxying on the coach up front, and that, I mean, he's up top now, though, so he can block all the SI spawns. No SI will be spawning up there, and his team will easily take the billiard ballroom.
I'm guessing that they know that Lust is going to become the tank, because tank is soon, and he had a spitter, so he figured, you know, why not just make their life a little bit more hectic while they're still spat on, or while they're still boomed on?
Possibly.
Or also just get a charger. If they have to drop, I think they have to drop to spawn this tank.
Yeah, this is one of those tanks that spawns right outside of that door. Like, not the garage door, I think it's the front door that they have to go out of to spawn it. And yeah, tank will be up at 45%, Witch at 65%, so she's actually crescendo, if I'm not mistaken. And Velvet Room playing this really slow. Coach is kind of sitting in the back.
What they're going to do.
I don't know if Coach has crashed or not.
My guess is what they're going to do is they're going to drop somebody and have other survivors go to the street to clear from the street. Because that might make it harder to actually punish. There's the tank. Free spit. And yeah, looks like that worked.
That was actually really well played there by Velvet Room. Charger working his way in the back, though. Double cap almost landing onto Ellis. Ellis gets a death up, though, and Tank's committing onto Ellis. And that's actually a beautiful split there by Apollyon. Tank's committed onto this. Hunter jockey landing, and last survivor is trapped with the tank. He does get punched way away from the tank, though. So Nick is free, but this jockey's still riding dust into the ground. And if I can get to this tank's POV, I will. And there we go. Throwing a rock at...
Go ahead.
Throwing a rock onto a Nick there. Throwing another rock, looking for Ellis, finds it. Once again, tank is in the hands of Grizz here, so it's a Grizz tank. And last survivor up is Nick, and he's eating dinner with the tank. Indeed, that will be last in cap going on to Lexi 21. That will be the wipe from Grizz and Apollyon onto Velvet Room. So their first wipe actually onto Velvet Room so far in the campaign, and repaying the favor of map 1.
I was almost going to say that. I was almost going to say that the worst nightmare, although that strategy is really smart, the worst nightmare is if somebody gets double capped either on top or on the bottom with the tank in play. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it was like maybe a 1.5 cap, but with the tank in, it was enough because he could start to punch the cleared survivors, and they could never really put enough damage on the tank to kill it before he just downed the 1x1 with all that, with all the SI landing. So that's good. I mean, obviously that's great. That's exactly what Apollyon needed to do, is find a crack in that survivor armor, and now they have a chance if they can get past that tank. You know, it's all about that just the first minute after you spawn it. If they can consolidate somewhere, especially in the pool room or even on the street, then they're going to be in position to maybe make up some of that deficit from the first 3 maps.
Indeed, so really well played tank there by Apollyon, getting the wipe that they so desperately needed. And now pretty much they have to do the exact opposite here with Velvet Room. They have to make the safe room. So Apollyon still in the back heel, or back foot I should say, not pushing, or not in the lead just yet, not out of the danger zone. And yeah, we'll see Nick pushing away out of the safe room here. Apollyon once again on the survivors, Velvet Room on the SI. And yeah, we're going to have to see Velvet Room look for the wipe. Apollyon looking to shut down this tank as hard as they possibly can. Jockey rocketing and latches on Nick, dragging him forward. This Hunter's looking for an intercept of some kind, finds it onto Ellis in the back.
Oh!
And that was actually a massive amount of damage onto Lessa, wasn't it? He dragged him through the spit.
Yep.
Indeed. So Nick getting drugged through the spit by the jockey, lashed onto his face there. It's going to drop Lust down into the 50s HP-wise. And that was actually a really beautiful hit there by Velvet Room.
Yeah, with the spit and the idle commons and the jockey, let's see, who was that? It was Coach. So yeah, Acer just wasn't able to clear the jockey before they got... I don't know, how much damage was that? 50 damage on Less?
Yeah, that was like 80 damage or something, if I add up all the SI points. Charger spawns up in the garage, finds the charge out onto Rochelle. Nothing else landing just yet, though. Jockey does manage to actually latch back onto Rochelle there upon get up. But that will be the attack up and over with. And yeah, we'll see Apollyon make their way up to the tank. But this is a really dangerous tank spawn, to say the least. They have to drop, and it's going to be interesting to see if they try and do what Velvet Room did, or if they're going to drop as a team.
I tend to think although it didn't work out for Velvet Room, it's still correct to do it that way nonetheless. But it looks like they're going to be just a little bit more cavalier about it. They just kind of ran over the van. They're going to drop back to the street. I think that's fine. In fact, they weren't really set up yet, and like I said, they don't want to take any big risks. They don't want to give the infected a chance to, basically do what they did last round.
This boomer though, this AI boomer, it's kind of sitting there not doing all that much. And yeah, tank in the hand. Oh, he's gonna wall his way in. Let's see some AI boomer action. Come on, boomer, come on. Actually, tank's committing regardless of that. Committing onto the survivors here. I don't know what this boomer's. Actually, boomer working on him, gets popped though. This tank has gotten 3 hits onto Ellis thus far, now getting the melee of Rochelle. Hunter gets dead stopped and killed off. And now Tank is pretty much all alone here. He only has the smoker for support, and this tank's pretty much dead. 500 HP, 400 HP, 100, and that's a dead tank.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, I noticed that that smoker just couldn't get anything. I think that he got a pull once, or did he even get one pull?
I think he got one pull, but ended up getting taken or cut, I think, by Ellis before he dead stopped the Hunter.
Yes, all the survivors, each of them just kind of they did a really great job. I was watching from the smoker's point of view, actually, that they, in spite of the tank, they all were very aware of the smoker in the periphery and just kind of stepped aside to cut the tongue on a post or whatever at the right time every time. So between the charger missing, just the tank getting burgered, they weren't able to do a whole lot with the tank. And the rest of this map is not that hard, especially with no tank.
Yeah, Apollyon could definitely be on cruise control at this point, and this could be the makeup round for them. I mean, once again they were around 600 and change points down coming into this map here, and I mean there's not all that much distance to this map, but you can definitely make back some good health bonus if you can keep everything together, which they have done have done thus far. They haven't taken any caps. 2 of them are yellow, but 2 of them are still green. Health bonus wise, so we'll see what ends up happening here. And it looks like Ellis will push ahead here, start the event. And yeah, we'll see an attack looking to give here for Velvet Room. Will be that Boomer, Smoker, Hunter, and Charger. Hunter, Charger working their way in here though together. Charger missing completely, but nice double cap lane with the Hunter and Smoker on the opposite side. Charger runs and gets 1 punch on a Coach, and that's still a decent amount of damage coming out from Velvet Room.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, the hit was well timed. I guess the Charger was just not exactly where he needed to be, but he still got a scratch on the pulled, on Coach when he was pulled, so good damage. Still, I mean, keeping in mind that they wiped on this map and there aren't that many more chances for them to get damage, you do want more than that.
Indeed. Now, I mean, they definitely have to work down this health bonus. I mean, as we see right now, an 800 health bonus is in the hands of Apollyon. But no attack coming in, though. Hunter landing on a Coach. Charger looking for a charge, finds it, but Spit whiffing. Coach takes 1 tick of damage there, but really that's nothing to be spoken of. Jockey looking for an intercept on a Coach, not going to find it. Coach does step back into the Spit, though. But this Witch is pretty much just a dead girl at this point. And yeah, Super's going to go run and get the crown. And that will be the end of the SI hit and Witch. And they have pretty much just 2 hits left at max, depending on how well Apollyon takes his hits. It could be 1 hit.
That's one of the worst tanks in the, one of the worst Witches in the game, in my opinion. I mean, that room is just a fortress, and there's nothing that Infected can do to support it. And Arrow went for a wall kick, but he just got blasted in the face before he could. I mean, he barely even jumped. So Boomer did land, but I mean, before Infected have another timer, have the timers back up, the survivors are going to be almost outside the safe room. So they're gonna get most of this bonus.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, they're still sitting at 724 health bonus on the brink of the safe room. There will be 1 more hit coming up here, and if they make the health or the safe room with this entire health bonus, they're gonna be up by about 500 points. So completely reversing the roles here in the 4th map. Everything working the way in. Charger landing on the Super, but the door does get closed. And that will be the round over for Apollyon, making it in with a 708 health bonus. So literally a reversal of the roles here. We're gonna see Apollyon up by 600 and change, or about 600, and yeah, Velvet Room down by the exact same margin.
Yeah, going into the map, they needed about 700 points. They came out of the map. Just on map 3, they scored 1,200 points extra. So great performance by them on map 3. really taken it to Velvet Room, and it's going to come down to the finale now. If Velvet Room can wipe or at least do a whole lot of damage with their first tank, which is, I'm just going to say it, not likely, then that would put them back in the driver's seat, but we'll see what happens.
Indeed, and if they use a new pro mod, there will be 2 tanks on this map. The first one spawns pretty much as soon as the survivors hit the, I don't know what to call it, the radio up front here that you normally call the bridge down with, or begin the event, and then you have to hit the switch that calls on the bridge. But yeah, so you can pretty much walk out, hit the radio, first tank spawns, and then the tank will be in the normal spot that's in every vanilla game. And yeah, we're going live here. Apollyon, once again, taking over the survivor role. First time for them, actually, in this entire game. And Velvet Room sitting on the SI side. First stack coming in, though. Smoker, Hunter, Charger, Boomer. We're going to Charger landing on Nick in the safe room with a bit of separation. Hunter gets skied there by Coach, but the pull does land on Alice there. Some good damage actually coming out from that first hit. Charger got a couple pounds in the safe room on the left. And tanks up in the hands of Dole for Velvet Room. And this is
what do you think about a survival war room here? Because the timing of when they hit the button is kind of key.
Yeah, I do agree, because they actually dropped the bridge and stopped the tank from really committing. It makes it a lot harder for them to get in. And yeah, you know, let's just toss it right to the Apollyon war room so we don't miss it.
He's waiting for us to do that, so he can jump on the fence.
He's at the white chart.
They can't do anything if we don't lower it, so don't lower
Oh, okay, alright.
Nice pop.
it. Well, he's on second pass, so...
You sure? Because we don't have limited space
We're
here.
fine. Just get on the fences, everybody on the fences.
He's in.
I'm pulled below, behind you.
Okay, you got him. I'm gonna get pounced, I'm gonna,
Kill tank, kill tank.
oh, he's spreading the
He's
low.
trying to spread, kill him.
Nice.
And just like that, tank is dealt with by the hands of Apollyon. And I mean, tank still got some good damage out into Super, even less getting a punch. Or I think it might have been actually Acer. I remember which, I think it was Acer that he punched, Avocado.
Dole got that last punch with 3 hit points as tank. That was funny, but yeah, I think that some work is going to have to be done on how to crack the code of this tank. It seems like it's really hard to get damage if survivors play it correctly. I mean, the tank just can't get the survivors down off the top of that fence, and the survivors who are up there can jump to juke punches. That's all you have to do is jump.
Indeed, it's quite a problem for the survivors, or SI I should say. Survivors love it because it's pretty easy. Unless SI can actually manage to pull the survivors off of it, they're not coming down for nothing. But with it being said, Boomer landing on a coach here for the event, and we come up with the first hole here, which once again is a death charge, but all the other areas around the bridge have been blocked off with railings. And yeah, Apollyon bunching up here at the top of the tractor trailer, looking to completely nullify this death charge. And actually, it's not going in just yet. They're still looking for the opportunity. Everything working the way in. Nice double cap landing in the spit. Charger line, that's a tri-cap. Beautiful amounts of damage going out onto Apollyon. Jockey Smoker still latched on. And that's going to be a death jockey onto Alice.
Nice. Wow.
That is a kill. He actually bought Alice right off this rubble right here, dropping him down. And that's a kill onto Apollyon. Velvet Room not out of it just yet.
Not at all. I mean, they're totally back into it. I mean, this is more or less what I was suggesting might happen from the tank, but didn't think it was going to happen. And there you go. They just did it with their ordinary infected attack. Getting the death jockey is so huge because now they have... I mean, even if they make it to the second tank, it's going to be so much harder to kill it. Oh, wow. Almost a death charge, too.
But a nice double cap landing. And another proxy onto Nick. That's going to be a lot of damage as well. Velvet.
They might be wiped.
This could definitely be a wipe. Both survivors are in cap that are capped right now by the SI. In fact, Coach is probably going to die by the hands of the Charger if he's not cleared momentarily. But Nick here going to just, cut his losses and push ahead here. Actually, he's going back for Rochelle. It looks like he has faith.
With Natural Horde, I don't think he can get anywhere by himself, but... Okay, so that's his second kill. The Charger's still in play. What's he doing?
Jockey a little hesitant here.
Just who? Jockey landing on Nick. That is a wipe. Who could have guessed that in just 2 infected attacks, Apollyon were going to get wiped out completely, literally and figuratively.
That was absolutely amazing display of SI play there by Velvet Room, clinching the wipe that shouldn't have been by any means. And that's going to put us over the second half, and Velvet Room more than capable of making this happen now. I mean, looking at the scores, they are around 800 points exactly down. I believe this finale has been tweaked to be 600 distance. I want to check that. Yeah,
600.
It is 600 distance, so they will have to make the chopper with a 200 health bonus. They need a little bit more than 200, actually. They need like 206 points. But we'll see what they can make happen here. And just like that when we were live here. First step first, though, they have to not wipe here at this tank. So this is a pretty pivotal point for them.
Yeah, I don't think that it's hard to wipe to the first tank, but then again, it's also hard to wipe to the first 2 SI attacks on this map. I mean, that's pretty much unheard of. So anything can happen. But they're in good shape.
Indeed, Boomer getting popped immediately upon dropping down. Charger gangs some fists onto Nick. Hunter got shut down though, and Smoker not really playing that big of a factor, but still some good damage going out onto Alexi 21 and Error of Velvet Room. And tanks up in the hands of Lust. And Lust is a hell of a tank player, I should say.
He's a really excellent player all around. I think that he's been, you know, what am I trying to say? He's been around for a long time. He's got a lot of experience, and I'm really impressed with his tanks and also with the Survivor. We're going to see what he can do with the tank right now.
As we say this, he can't manage... Oh, there he goes. He finally manages to get on top of the buses here. So actually, this is going to be a little bit of an unorthodox tank here. Less on top of the buses here. We don't see tanks normally get up to this position.
It's correct, though, because this way he can get a lot closer to the Survivors without taking as much chip when they lower the bridge. So if he's on the ground when they lower the bridge, then they can pretty much drill the tank the whole way as he's running in, and also as he waits for the girder to drop, whatever you call that thing. So it's actually possible if they were to hit the button for the tank to jump over it even before it opens, if he's on top of the truck like this.
Indeed.
So the tank's going in.
Yeah, he's going to push his way right in here, looking for a corner, and his corner will be on to actually Coach. Nick also dropped, but he decides he wants Coach instead. Hunter pounces in. Smoker, I believe, Charger as well going in. Hunter got skated, though. The Smoker got cleared, and last thing up is that Charger out onto Alice, I believe that is. This tank still has 500 HP, though, and the Survivors have to kill him off. 200 HP, 100, and he is killed. And Velvet Room, I mean, still taking a brunt of damage there from that tank and SI hit. But they have the pills, and they have the health still. As it stands right now, 644 health bonuses, or 644 health bonus, is their score. So they have to maintain at least 206 points of it. Boomer rockets shut down.
It's doable. I mean, you know that every time you play this map, if you make it to the tank, you're going to get those pills. You're going to find all 4 sets of pills. So if things go according to plan, it's a big if, but if they go according to plan, then Velvet Room, you know, they have a real chance of winning this game.
Yeah, first things first, so they have to avoid this death pull and death charge here. And they do make it past the Smoker relatively unharmed. Actually, Alice eating the pole that's going to ledge hang him. Charger working his way down with the Jockey. Jockey gets killed off. Charger goes for a long charge, gets leveled by Coach. And Spit goes down, just delaying the pickup on Alice here. But the Smoker still has his tongue back up. And he's looking for another pole. Actually, hopping around, gets shot down, though. He knew he was getting surrounded, so he quickly changed his position. But Velvet Room was too wise to his ways. And that will be a pickup onto Alice here. And that's the first hole down. And they're probably only going to encounter one more hole here. They should be able to bypass the second one relatively easy. Probably only 2 SI will be up.
They won't have a Smoker.
Indeed, and actually they'll have a Jockey, Spitter, Boomer, so a really bad attempt here for them if they were to go for it. But they will have that Charger as their 4th spawn. So if that Jockey can set them up, they can make it happen. Boomer goes in, lands a single boom out onto Alice, and actually proxy onto Nick. And yeah, they have this Jockey Hunter with the charge. Attack going in, though. Going in from behind. Charging Rochelle forward. Not going to be a death charge, but Hunter landing onto the Alice character in the backfield. Charger still pounding away at Rochelle, though, and she was one of the health bonuses. So
that's good, and that was also what this tank is coming up. A really common strategy for Survivors is to try to get the tank to commit from the front, so you can just run away while shooting the tank until it's dead. So having Survivors bleeding is even more important than it usually is because, I mean, if nobody's bleeding, it's really hard to do anything with that tank, in my estimation. This is not the hardest tank in the world.
Indeed. Boomer laying a single boom out onto Nick, drawing in a bit more horde, and it looks like Velvet Room wants to try and slow this down a bit. They're not in a good position to actually play it to their pace, though, because they don't have the pills to actually back things up. Alexi on the brink of going slow. Dust is slow, and the last set of pills will be popped on the air here, but they have to make their way to the van up ahead here. Once again, there are 4 sets of pills in this van here, and the tank spawns right there, actually, and he's going to go ahead and work his way in, cornering Alice, but gets juked. Boomer spawns up, lands a tri-boom, actually cargoing in, deflecting off the steel girder, and that's going to barely miss the head of Coach there. And Velvet Room making it back by the skin of their teeth.
Triple boom is out. Tank is working this car. Do we want to go to a war room?
We could send this right over to an Apollyon war room, see what they're thinking.
I have to go across. Alright, I'm going across.
I'm dying.
Oh, come on, come on! There we go. Ladder won't work.
Help him, help him.
Oh, I'm
Don't throw me.
low.
This car!
Oh, go, 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 go! I'll get the last. Oh shit, I'm dead.
He's dead too. It's okay.
No, 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 it's good.
Oh my god, you guys just died.
Yes.
And we're back from that war room. Jockey latching on Elsa, looking for a nick cap here, but doesn't find it. And this could possibly be the game ender, actually. That tank by Grizz managing to secure two end caps, I should say, on the survivors. And all the help on us is gone.
We're going to have to see what happens when they pick up these pills. So they're picking up, they're passing pills 164.
I don't think it goes up by that much.
That's it, yeah. I don't know. I don't think that they're going to be able to do it. They're at 144 right now. Just too much damage from that tank.
Indeed. Coach pushing his way forward, though. He's way separated. Spitter Charger working the wings from behind. Charger taking Rochelle on the side of the gasoline truck, but instantly cleared by her teammates up top. And they might be able to make the helicopter, but I think it's too little too late for Velvet Room now. I mean, they played amazing SI on this map. They played a hell of a game all the way through on both Survivor and SI sides, but Apollyon seems to have just clawed the way through in the very end, and Nick getting the ledge hung there by the smoker. Once again, Coach way up ahead for some reason.
This smoker's just trolling with all the survivors bleeding like that. He wants to just annoy them as much as he can, because just slowing them down is getting a lot of damage.
Indeed, and Jockey does finally get cleared, but Coach still gets killed off there by the Common. He was Common-like there for quite a bit of time. And Smoker looking for another pole onto Nick here, really teasing Nick. Will land the pole and the in-cap, and Rochelle and Alice will be the last 2 survivors up here, working their way. Yeah, Coach got killed off by that rogue Common. And yeah, we'll see Rochelle and Alice looking to make the safe room. Dust and Dolomite as a ditch effort so that they can say, we were here. Boomer spawning from the front, though. Lands a double boom on the survivors. Hunter, Charger looking to end it. Charger misses, though, and actually still managed to in-cap Rochelle, and actually the pole lands onto Ellis. This could be the wipe. Nope, tongue gets cleared. Hunter could end this with a scratch, pretty much. And actually will be a Common that gets the final hit onto Ellis, ending the round and the game. And Velvet Room losing out on the last 2 maps, really, were the deciding factors. I mean, I wouldn't even say the last 2. I would say the 4th map was the deciding map. That one map.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the 4th map. I mean, to get a 1,200 point advantage on a single map that's pretty game winning. But yeah, I mean, that was a really close game. That was really exciting. I mean, just even high scoring, which is interesting. Because usually the close games tend to be the low scoring ones, but both teams played really well in Survivor overall, and especially that those 2 infected hits. I think that those, I hope they make a frag vid and put those 2 hits in.